Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live or listening to the replay. Very excited about doing this episode today. I have a secret. Do you want to hear? So, just to start out, if you all would like to embrace and further connect with the vault, you can go to Christian at Trust Christian via email, or you can go to welcome to thevault.com. Well, once again, the website is welcome to thevault.com, and you all can get further information. So, welcome to thevault.com, or if you're ready for the consultation, it's Christian at trustchristian.com, and we'll go forward from there. So today, the episode I have a secret do you want to hear is really going to be catered towards, and it's so apropos for what is that we talk at the vault, which is about private trust, privacy in general. And so we're going to definitely start out by making it a point to address that at the vault, the complete definition or the definition of a trust is a secret. So it's rather important to know and understand that if the definition of a trust is a secret, we could easily go into the beginning conversation, which is public and private. So thanks everyone for tuning in live. Don, everybody else that says hello through the chat, appreciate you all for tuning in live or listening to replay, or everyone that's in the chat live saying hello, appreciate you. So inside of the dictionary, the Black's Law Dictionary, it says that a trust is a secret. So, how can you have a secret? And if you have a secret, why would you tell people? So that goes forward even on the public side. Why would you tell people you have a trust on the public side? And the reason why we bring this to the floor and address it is because a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to go on the internet and I'm going to research about these trusts. Ladies and gentlemen, it's over 80 different types of trusts. Where do you start? See, in wealth creation, it goes to a point that we're going to elaborate on later on, which is wealth is built in teams, wealth is built in families. So, when we're talking about capital, ladies and gentlemen, wealth building, ladies and gentlemen, wealth preservation, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about teams. So, of course, the initial entrepreneur may not know everything about trust, but they hire someone such as the Vault or a trust consultant. Trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. The Vault, why? You're hiring, you are consulting with parties that are more experienced at an area than you are. It's paying for expertise, it's paying for consulting in a particular area, such as your plumbing, such as your doctor. Was the same thing in business. There's many different types of business structures. So which one do you go with? We've already did review with the IRS website where it talks about the common ones. Well, the trust is a secret. So where do you go? You go to the vault. You go to private organizations that give private content to private trustees at a private trustee training manner. And that's consulting, and that's building someone in-house on your team. Thank you, C Artist, for tuning in live. But a trust is a secret. That's per the definition, per the Black's Law Dictionary, easily 4th edition, 5th edition. Later on, it gets a little bit more watered down, but it doesn't say particularly that a trust is a secret. So if we know that a trust is a secret per the definition, what are public trusts? Are public trusts a secret? Not at all. What about private trust? People say, I'm going to Google about the private trust. You're going to Google about the private trust. Okay, it's a secret. So why would it be in the public? If it's private, if it's a secret, why would it be in the public? It's not a hard question to ask or answer. It's not. It's not a hard question to ask or answer. But it is a question to bear in mind. If you have a secret, if it's yours, do you still own it? So you having a secret in your possession, ownership of that secret, did you really give up ownership? Or did you still maintain control? Control and ownership are two different things. Why? Because we understand trusteeship. Trusteeship doesn't mean you own it. A lot of people, sometimes people in the trust space will say, "Well, the trustee owns the assets." How can a trustee own the assets when the assets are in a position of trust? The trust owns the assets for the benefit of the beneficiary. Once again, there's over 80 different types of trust. So the first decision that has to be made is am I going to decide to invest in private mentorship? I have a secret, do you want to hear? I have had private mentors for over 4.5 years, with each trust mentor having over 20 years of experience each, traditionally at this point. So over 50 years, 100 years worth of information. That was what they educated on. A trust is a secret. But that came from mentorship. People say, "Oh, we're gonna Google it." You're gonna Google private trusteeship. Google private trust attorney. Google that. And Google private trust attorney mentor. Google that. Thanks, Lavelle, for tuning in live. Marlene, Cassandra, Do For Self. All you all for tuning in and saying hello through the chat. I always appreciate people saying hello through the chat. So, mentorship. Mentorship is in the private sector. Most people don't go get mentorship. Mentorship is provided through the family, traditionally, in wealth creation. If not, that comes from hiring outside help, outside area industry leaders, expertise, mentors. Hiring the mentors. People say, "Oh, I want to be a trustee." What makes you think? What makes you think trusteeship is not an education? Everything involves an education. There are people that have MBAs but don't have a business. See, that's not mentorship. That's information. That's not education. It's information. Do these MBAs that are coming out of colleges in the United States right now know the hottest areas to invest in? Masters in business? Not all of them do. So, mentorship gives specific information, not general information. Mentorship is a relationship. When people come to the vault, it's always stated, it's a relationship. It's a mentoring, private trust relationship. Why? Because it's a mentorship. A mentorship is a relationship. That's what you acquire when you have relations with the vault, when you get a consultation with the vault. It's a relationship that gets established. So, mentorship. And if an individual, this is it. If an individual says, "I'm going to Google this and I'm going to go research it on my own, but I don't have any friends or family members," that's your first pool of influence, "that actually can help me with this research," you're already out of the water. But then we get to the second level. Lawyers, accountants, do you have them? Go consult with them. Go get them involved in your undertaking. Those individuals fare a lot better because they're seeking out professionals, they're seeking out help to build what? The team. We're going to get there. But through mentorship, you see those things. We always share with trustees. As a trustee, you hired the lawyers. You hired the accountants. You have to. This is entrepreneurship. So someone told me earlier, what's the difference between a public and a private, or relate them? They both have teams. Public business and private business has teams. It has a team. It has a lawyer. People say, "Oh, I'm getting my taxes done. Yeah, you're getting your taxes done because you're not treating your life like a business. But if your life was a business and you were in trust where you own out and control everything, the trust has accounting. Just like you have accounting. Why? Because the trust is a person. Just like, quote unquote, you think you're a person. The only thing is you're just operating with a social security number if you're on the public side. On the private side, or what's considered the entrepreneur environment, which is contract based, which is private. If that's the case, it's dealing with EINs, which still have to get accounting done. It's accounting, ladies and gentlemen. GAAP. GAAP, Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. That's what you get in mentorship. You get the accounting principles for business. That's not a hard read, but it's a very important read. Aren't you the entrepreneur growing the business? Why wouldn't you need to know a general overview? Generally accepted accounting principles. It's important to know the generally accepted accounting principles. So, entrepreneur mentorship. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that public school prepares individuals to be employees. Why? Because there is no true defined public school education that provides mentorship. It's general information given to the public. It's public information. That's how you become an employee. When you want to truly live entrepreneurship, it's private. That's the major stumbling block for most entrepreneurs. Is they think, well, I'm going to pull down a salary from my company. Steve Jobs didn't take a salary. Mark Zuckerberg doesn't take a salary. Bill Gates doesn't take a salary. They sit on corporations' board with multi-billion dollars under their possession, under their management, under their control. They share part of that control, but they don't own it, but they're in control. You think Bill Gates is in control of $1 billion? That's in the foundation alone. He's in control of $1 billion. Warren Buffett, the same exact thing. It's not about what you own, it's about what you control. That's the secret. You're not supposed to own it. You're supposed to control it. Anything you own, you can be taxed or sued for. Mentorship provides that education, though. That's the only way you get it. And I'll repeat it again slowly. That is the only way you get it. It's through private mentorship. It's not through Google. It's not through the public realm. The most public is going to get, without a consultation with the vault, is the law library. Push-ups. How do you shorten the learning curve or get a grasp on the language? Consult with the vault. You have an attorney that deals with contract or trust, and specifically when you're consulting with the attorney, make sure they deal with what you want, because there's over 80 different types of trust. It's not their job to educate you on that. But if you have great luck, feel free to please ask your lawyer or a lawyer to explain the 80 different types of trust to you. The vault provides mentorship with that. Competence leads to confidence. The reason why individuals move forward or don't move forward is because they don't have the confidence. Well, the reason why individuals have or don't have the confidence is because they don't have the competence. And how could you have the competence if you're in the public? So the only decision you'll ever make is not whether you have the competence. The question is are you going to accept? It's only two things: public and private. And which one are you in? Mentorship is private. Public is Googling everything. Doing your best to maybe read a book up on it. Maybe try I haven't found anything solid over the internet yet. I have a secret. It's private. It comes through private consultation. It comes through private contract, private relationship. Competence. Competence comes from mentorship. Why? Because you have a solid team. The mentors that have mentored the vault have international experience for over 25 plus years with every mentor. Probably a lot longer. Actually, over 30 years, actually. Each individual. Seniors, those are seniors. So competence leads to confidence. Say, well, I don't know to move forward with the vault. Why? Because you don't have the competence to move forward with the vault. I'll repeat it. You don't have the competence yet. It's a yet. The competence comes from realizing once again that it's public and private. You have a public competence, possibly, but where does the private competence come from? Private competence comes from investment in self, a private education. And one of the last things I want to cover, I have a secret, do you want to hear? Is the business team. Who's your supporting cast? Who are you winning championships with every year in business, in your life? The business team comes from the private trust consultant, the business attorney that you have, the or the trust has, the accountant, the accounting firm for the different businesses that may possibly be in a trust and you're the trustee over. People say, what's the difference between a public and a private trust? Public trust, one of the differences is the public trust traditionally has a board. And the private trust traditionally has a board. I actually wanted to point out a similarity there. They both have boards. They both have partners, roles, and players. Players have roles, and they're partners because they have a responsibility to uphold the contract, which is the trust. The trust is a contract. But the business team comes from knowing that there's mentorship necessary and required, and that competence leads to confidence. So, thank you all for tuning in live all the way up until this point and as well in the replay. Appreciate you all. Just want to say thank you. I see that there's a bunch of people. Bomo came on recently and said hello. If you all want to uh, type something into the chat, feel free while we're still live, and we'll go forward from there. But this is a very impactful thing that we wanted to address, which is individuals saying that they have trust. Well, if you have one, you own one. Speaking of it in such a way means that it's not a true secret. Why? Because you tell people that you have one. So just being a trustee is being a trustee. There's public trustees and there's private trustees. Public trustees are traditionally actually even politicians, let alone on public community boards and things of that nature. So there are public trustees and then there's private trusteeship. The only difference is the contract makes the law in the private, whereas in the public there's a lot more regulations on contracts. In the private it's not. So thank you, Lewis, for tuning in live. Appreciate you all. I don't see any questions going in the chat. And so we're going to wrap up this episode. Christian at trustchristian.com for a consultation. Just looking to move forward with a ton of people. We have enrollment right now for the vault. Vincent asks, how do you get mentoring from the vault? If you want, you can email us at Christian at trustchristian. There's actually an open enrollment right now. That window is closing. And so we are doing trustee training open enrollment right now. I know a lot of people ask about the enrollment and we never announce it, but there are enrollment periods and periods of busyness, and then there's times of downtime as well. because it is a training program. Uh, Marlene, your question is something that's a little bit more in depth and definitely requiring of a consultation. Just to specifically answer your question, I do see it in the chat, but I would just address your question and say it's something for a consultation, just because your question, it sounds like, has a lot more to it than just even what you're asking. So feel free to reach out. Consultations are very open. I definitely am going to make it a point to bring on, and I've also going to make it a point to bring on actually some guests. We recently had a trading partner come on, and trustee, and trading out of the trust account. A lot of trustees have issues once they enter into trustee and trusteeship, is they want to have more control and make it a point to grow assets. And one of the ways you can do that without going into an investment bank is learning how to trade, because they're investing through trading as well. So a lot of investment banks. So um, definitely excited about that, and look forward to helping individuals continue to do that as far as bringing more interviews and talking about private situations with growing assets, protecting assets, and things of that nature. So look forward to doing that. But I don't see any other questions in the chat. Feel free, you all, to reach out, Christian at Trust Christian. We have a workshop coming up, and as well we have the open enrollment as well for the trustees, which go to the